Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Really appreciate it. Very exciting times. We're going to start with the most important question directed at Paul. Are you sure you killed all the scorpions?
First of all, don't put this all on me, okay? I am positive that the Rochester Police Department took care of the scorpions. Any that they didn't, I mean, we had like, what, 48 hours of rain following, you know?
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah, they're probably not used to the rain.
I was just concerned that some of our local area politicians didn't take stances on the scorpion invasion happening in our community. No one, I don't know who to vote for, you know, with the election coming up without people being on record about scorpions.
Yeah, you can't be on the fence on this.
No, no. Right. You got to be pro-scorpion, anti-scorpion.
Joseph, you guys are playing in front of crowds again. What does that feel like after what we've been through?
Well, at Smokestacks, it was quite overwhelming. The first song when we came up there, I was like, I didn't really know how to feel at first, but once we got into the second song, it was kind of like going right back into where I thought, okay, this is where we belong, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And you know, after so much time off, it's not that you forget about it, but you forget the feeling that you have when you get up there. So it was good to feel that again.
I bet. And Daniel, you as a band created the EP, and now a single is coming out. I'm guessing, I'm thinking that the time off, if you will, did that provide the opportunity to dive into the music in a different way at all?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, the last record came out March 13th, 2020, which, you know, not a good day to release an album. Many people not thinking about, hey, there's a new Joywave record that day. There was a lot happening. So yeah, it was crazy to turn around immediately and be writing and recording again, but I find that in my life when things don't make sense, that's kind of the healthiest place for me to go, is just to get it out through music and put my thoughts into words and melodies. But it was different in that, like, ever since our first record came out, there's been this cycle that just keeps happening of, like, you record, you tour, you write, you record, you tour, it's kind of regimented, and it's awesome because, like, I really love creating. Like, that's my favorite part of things, but I never look back or look down or think about what's behind us, because I always, like, feel like I might get freaked out or something, like, wow, I'm really high up the ladder or something, or you know, like a fear of heights kind of thing. And I was forced to do that this time, and I really liked what I saw, and it informed the new songs in a way where the music is a lot more positive and a lot more grateful. And I think if you look at our body of work, the lyrics a lot of times are like things that I've noticed that are like wrong with like my life or society, or not that it's like all complainy, because it's not always, but sometimes it is. And a little bit of this record is too, but a lot of it is just kind of like grateful for, like, I mean, we're three guys from Greece who went to high school together, and here we are, like, still getting to do our dumb band and like make music, and also see these amazing places that, like, we get paid to go to Europe, and like all these amazing places that I guess I never really thought we would go. And it just, the slowdown made me grateful, I guess.
It's interesting that perspective came out of what, for all of us in a way,
I was going to say everybody had a bad time. Yeah, I don't want that to be lost on.
But that's the message, in all honesty, that I've been trying to send to myself and others, which is there's a time for reflection, and when we do come out of this, which we are, you know, maybe we do appreciate things a little bit more.
Yeah, I hope so, and I definitely feel that, and I hope that, you know, there's a lot of times where there's like a 4 a.m. airport call or something. It's hard to be grateful for it in that moment, but I hope I'm able to, you know, the pandemic has gone on for so long, and live music was impacted so heavily. I don't think it'll be lost on us anytime soon.
Very good. And Paul, eventually you will start touring again. What are you looking forward to the most when it comes to touring?
We were just talking about how it's never going to be the same, or at least for a while, because we're going to have to be in such a bubble, you know, because of COVID. But, you know, obviously my favorite part about touring is getting to see these incredible cities all over the country and world, for that matter, and New experiences, because what's not to love, you know? Being on a bus with my best friends and making money, you know, having a good time. What's better?
Yeah, no, that is great. And Joseph, what type of music can people expect? Daniel was talking about the kind of emotion that went into it and the type of reflection, but when people hear the music, the new music that is coming out, what can people expect to hear?
I think whenever we have written a new record, we tend to not dwell too much on what we did before. We turn the page. I can speak from specifics, saying that there's certain guitar pedals that I won't use again on the next record, just because we don't want it to sound like we're taking a step back, and not necessarily a step forward. It could just be something different that we haven't done before. But
This record is a huge step sideways.
I was going to say that, but I was like, I don't want to sound like it's a step sideways.
What type of music do you think influenced your playing, your input in the upcoming music?
Growing up, my dad listened to a lot of like Mississippi and Delta blues, so I was like surrounded by that, and that kind of led to my path of somehow getting to. I do love like guitar rock, so like my favorite band is Pink Floyd. I use a David Gilmour guitar, and I do. I don't want to say that I do that because I'd like to think that I do my own thing on this, and Dan kind of helps steer that so that we are kind of staying true to who we are as far as writing goes.
My last question, the last time we talked a few years ago, you were like me, cheerleaders for Rochester, you loved living here, and then I kept seeing you evolve as a band and your fan base is huge. I thought to myself, sure, you know, they'll be in New York soon enough. And here you are, you're still here. What, outside of a global pandemic?
It's just the pandemic.
Yeah.
No.
What has encouraged you to stay true to that?
I mean, we're all lucky to have great families here, and I think as far as mid-sized cities go, it's really hard to beat Rochester. I mean, you saw like the, I'm sure you guys covered it, but the Jumpstarting America book that came out that Dr. Jonathan Gruber wrote from MIT. It's kind of saying that Rochester is like primed as far as value of living versus what's here for someone to take advantage of. And you know, he's saying it makes sense for a really big company to come in and maybe take the place of a Kodak or a Xerox or something. And I'm proud here to announce that Joywave is that company.
Big news, embargoed until tomorrow at 11 a.m. All right, so why don't we move on to tomorrow, things that would air later. I guess what would you like to highlight when it comes to the record coming out, the tour, anything like that?
I think so. This would be tomorrow is 11 a.m. is the record announce. 1 p.m. is the tour announce, and then I looked at this stupid calendar and already forgot. I think it's April 8th is the Rochester show. Let me check.
Oh. April 5th, I think, is Boston.
Yeah, April 8th is Rochester. Okay. Yeah, so I guess just tour and the record announce.
So the record, so we have the single obviously being released tomorrow. Yeah. What can you tell us about the record? Obviously it'll have been released by the time this airs, so why don't you just talk about what you would want folks to know about it?
Sure, so we announced the new record, which is the 4th full-length record from Joywave. It's called Cleanse, and it will be released on, wow. Sorry, let's take that again. Okay, great. The 4th record from Joywave is called Cleanse. It comes out February 11th, so that was the big announcement today. And accompanying that is a big full US tour, and the Rochester date of that will be April 8th at Anthology, which we're very excited about. Obviously we did Smokestacks, the big free outside show, but it'll be nice to do a club show inside, because the energy is a little different when you get people like smushed together, and I hope that things are safe
Yeah.
by the time we get there. But we've been doing some festivals and stuff, and I mean, we're all vaccinated, and I think that plus a good mask, a KN95 or a KF94 or an N95 mask, it's feeling pretty good out there for people.
Yeah. Very good. Anything else that you'd like to add that I might have missed?
Scorpions.
Oh, I got a full refund plus $20 from Depop today.
Should we just do a follow-up on the Scorpion story? I mean, we got Newsweek, right? We got like 30 different local news stations, although I found that Channel 8 was the only station in Rochester brave enough to cover the Scorpion invasion, right?
Yeah.
None of the other ones picked it up,
Did.
which was kind of messed up.
That is.
You heard it here first, folks.
They, my favorite part about all of it, though, was all of these like music publications. A lot of them have mentioned us in passing over the past like decade, the bigger ones, and all of them who were like, I'm sure our record label sends the press release to them every time of like, hey, the new
Yeah.
Joywave record is coming out. They all wrote, Joywave drummer opens package of live Scorpions, like unprompted, not receiving anything. And it's like, why are we wasting our time making music? We should just be shipping each other Scorpions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get the same publicity.
Yeah, so I'll move to New York.
I'll send you
Ship you
Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
well,
you'll get-
whatever works.
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
already had it, so
We'll need Joey in Arizona to source the Scorpions. And we were saying there was a few people who thought that we somehow planted the Scorpions, which I don't know how one goes about doing that or sources.
Yeah.
I think it's just because
Scorpions.
it's one of those hard to believe type of stories.
I think it's because of the erosion of faith in our institutions that people can't even trust Scorpions on their porch anymore.
So a lot of people on Twitter are hoping, almost begging the band to do a Scorpions cover now. Mm-hmm. In April, sometime in 2022, can we expect a Scorpions cover?
I don't think so, and I think it's mainly because I only know the Rock Me Like a Hurricane song, and
Yeah.
I literally thought it was by Scorpion, not Scorpions, until 24 hours ago. So I don't think it's going to
I
happen.
just thought it was one German dude.
I thought it was Scorpion, and he made a song called Rock Me Like a Hurricane.
All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Very good. Gentlemen, thank you, as always.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.